Live from Denver 7, this is 7 News.
Well, it's going to be a little bit cooler outside, so it may be a good time to get outdoors and do a little work maybe on your yard. This morning we're going to be talking about trees. They are really expensive if you're going to be putting in new trees, and the ones you have, you want to make sure that you take care of them so they last a long time. Well, Ralph Bronk from the Associated Contractors of Colorado joins us this morning. Good morning, Ralph.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Let's talk a little bit. Let's start at the beginning. Let's talk with planting. If you're going to go out and buy a tree and put it in planting, what is one of the most common mistakes people make?
Well, often they get planted too deeply for various reasons, but in our hard clay soils, it can be really a bad start for the tree. So you want to make sure that you find where the top roots are and just get those barely below ground. If you err on high, it's better than erring on low.
Really? Okay, that's good to know. I think we actually have a photograph of some interesting or bad planting. I think, let's see, this is a tree probably, let's see, before it's been pruned?
Correct. That's a tree that probably has not been pruned for many, many years.
How can you tell if a tree needs to be pruned?
Well, you look for hazard, and a large tree like this, you look for dead, broken, crossing and interfering branches and other potential hazards. Because of our excessive growth this year, we're a little concerned that we want to make sure trees are taken care of, get some weight off the ends to lessen the potential for storm damage. So this photo now is of the tree after it was pruned.
Look at the difference. I mean, the tree before, you couldn't even see through it. And this one, I mean, it looks like a completely different tree.
Yes, it does. And because this tree had not been pruned during its earlier years, it required more extensive pruning at this stage.
So if you're going to prune a tree, then, is there a time of year that is better?
Not specifically. Different trees require different timing. Some of the trees are better pruned when they're dormant. Fall is a great time to prune trees, but really the best answer is they should be pruned when they need it.
Okay, so how do you know that? For the average person sitting at home, how do you know when your tree needs to be pruned?
Well, the best is really to have an expert look at it and talk about it and get a good understanding of what they want to do and why.
Okay, is there an approximate? I mean, would some people say maybe you prune it every 5 years, every 2 years?
Every 3 to 4 years would be an average that you should have it at least looked at.
Okay.
And you should start when the tree is young and do a corrective pruning to establish a healthy growth pattern.
It really does make a much healthier tree, does it not?
It does, and it pays off in the long run because a tree that was taken care of in the early years will need less maintenance as it matures and gets older.
Okay, that's good to know. So let's take a look actually then at that planting photograph that we have of the tree that was, or a plant that was planted improperly. What's going on here?
This actually was a tree that had been in the ground for several years. What we're showing there is a basket that was left on, so that's one of the worst things that you can do is not take the container off.
Okay.
In this case, the wire basket that was around the bald tree roots was left on, and the tree started declining 7 or 8 years later, and that was the reason.
Okay. All right. Good information. Ralph, thank you very much. We greatly appreciate you coming in.
You're welcome.
If you would like to ask ALCC any questions, you can find their website on our website, thedenverchannel.com. All you need to do is click on that big red TV button.